Sahih al-Bukhari 138. Narrated Quraib. Ibn Abbas said, the Prophet slept till he snored and then prayed, or probably lay till his breath sounds were heard and then got up and prayed. Ibn Abbas added, I stayed overnight in the house of my aunt, Maymuna. The Prophet slept for a part of the night, see Fath al-Bari page 249, volume 1, and late in the night, he got up and performed ablution from a hanging water skin, a light, perfect ablution, and stood up for the prayer. I, too, performed a similar ablution, then I went and stood on his left. He drew me to his right and prayed as much as Allah wished, and again lay and slept till his breath sounds were heard. Later on, the Muaddin, call maker for the prayer, came to him and informed him that it was time for prayer. The Prophet went with him for the prayer without performing a new ablution. Sufyan said to Amr that some people said, the eyes of Allah's Messenger sleep but his heart does not sleep. Amr replied, I heard Ubayd bin Umar saying that the dreams of prophets were divine inspiration, and then he recited the verse, I, Abraham, see in a dream, O my son, that I offer you in sacrifice to Allah. 37.102. Sahih al-Bukhari 139. Narrated Usama bin Zaid. Allah's Messenger proceeded from Arafat till when he reached the mountain pass, he dismounted, urinated, and then performed ablution, but not a perfect one. I said to him, is it the time for the prayer, O Allah's Messenger? He said, the place of prayer is ahead of you. He rode till when he reached al-Muzdalifah, he dismounted and performed ablution and a perfect one, the call for Iqamah was pronounced and he led the Maghrib prayer. Then everybody made his camel kneel down at its place. Then the Iqamah was pronounced for the Isha prayer which the Prophet led, and no prayer was offered in between the two prayers, Isha and Maghrib. Sahih al-Bukhari 140. Narrated Atta bin Yasar. Ibn Abbas performed ablution and washed his face, in the following way: he ladled out a handful of water, rinsed his mouth and washed his nose with it by putting in water and then blowing it out. He then took another handful of water, and did like this, gesturing, joining both hands, and washed his face, took another handful of water and washed his right forearm. He again took another handful of water and washed his left forearm, and passed wet hands over his head and took another handful of water and poured it over his right foot, up to his ankles, and washed it thoroughly, and similarly took another handful of water and washed thoroughly his left foot, up to the ankles, and said, I saw Allah's Messenger performing ablution in this way. As mentioned in the Ahadith, a person, if they have taken a small sleep where they were aware of what might be happening with their body or around them, then their wudu is intact. If a person have no knowledge of their surroundings and they have fallen asleep, then they must perform wudu again. Since being a human being, a person might not be aware of their surroundings even when awake, so what do we think of during sleep? We should always perform wudu whenever we wake up or go to sleep, as there are many glad tidings with it. On one occasion our Prophet performed wudu after his sleep, and on the other occasion he didn't, so we can take from it that it is okay in any way, we can perform wudu or not, but it is better, unless due to disease or some other major issue, to perform a fresh wudu and keep ourselves clean. On other occasion, if a person has performed some kind of excretion from the body, they should perform the wudu to keep themselves clean, where they can take small time and perform the washing of body parts once or twice instead of thrice, but once you are about to pray, it is better to renew your wudu in perfect way, washing body parts thrice. May Allah keep us sound mind, body, and may He showers us with His blessing in life and in akhirah.